This year, I'm competing in High Rocks, started a business, have a lot of great things going, but I realized that my content diet and the things that I'm intaking online on social media were things that were demotivating me, but it was weird because I was like looking at them to motivate me. Before this video keeps going, I would really appreciate it if you like, comment, subscribe on this video if this is the content that you like and that you want to keep seeing. Now back to the video. So this video I'm talking about, is your content diet actually killing you? Is it demotivating you? Is it something where you thought that, oh, okay, this would motivate me, but it demotivates me? Now, before I get into it, I'm just going to give a little bit more detail, right? So in, focusing on my prep for High Rocks training, a lot of running that I'm doing this year, Rick Lane Barbecue, the business that I'm building and everything, what I like to do is I like to intake content that motivates me, right? So I follow a lot of entrepreneurs who are in the products and service spaces who are building big businesses. I follow a lot of athletes, runners, hybrid athletes, just people who are in that realm. And what I noticed was that's really, really great for getting me started and getting me motivated. But when I'm on my way and when I'm actually getting things done, I realize, ooh, okay, I am now comparing myself and this is doing me a disservice. So the more content that I intake, because I'm deeper into prep, I'm deeper into doing the thing, then I feel further and further behind because I'm like, oh, I'm not as good as they are, or I'm not exactly where they are, right? So you want to take a look at the content that you're intaking and really assess, is it something that was supposed to be motivating you, but it isn't motivating you anymore, and it's actually something where you probably need to take a break from and what you need to do. So 3 things that I've done that have really, really helped me out is 1, taking a break from looking at people or companies or whatever that I end up comparing myself to. And why this is so important is because, again, when you fall in that comparison trap, you can be doing the best that you possibly can. You can be performing at the highest level that you've ever performed, but you still don't feel like you're enough. You still don't feel like your performance is good enough. You still don't feel like you made as much progress as you think that you should, but it's all based on a metric that you didn't even put in place. So while if you were to just sit back and look at the metrics that you needed to put in place and the realistic metrics and goals that you wanted to hit, you might be absolutely smashing them and crushing them and going far beyond. But since you're putting metrics in place that aren't even yours, you're looking at somebody else's metrics, you feel that much further behind. So for me, what I did was, okay, those accounts, the YouTube channels and stuff like that, I didn't necessarily block them, but I hid them so it reshuffles my algorithm. And so in those times when I'm, consuming content, I'm consuming content that's a little bit off target. So instead of, because when I get into something, when I get into business, when I get into something fitness related, I am wrapped up in it. A lot of my time where I'm supposed to be present, sometimes I'm thinking about it, right? So it's something that I'm consistently working on. So then when I go into a content space, now I'm researching, I'm trying to find all the latest and greatest things, what people are doing, blah, blah, blah. And then I just end up being this stressed out ball of a person because I'm like, I always feel behind. So taking a break from that helps because I'm like, oh, the rest of my day I can focus on other things. The second thing is, if you see, go do. Right? If you see, go do, don't just continually intake. This is something that really, really helps me. When I see something, now it's like, okay, cool. I know what I'm supposed to be doing. I don't need to just keep intaking information. I don't need to keep analyzing everything. I don't need to keep comparing myself. Hey, just go out and do the thing and then focus on the thing and the metrics that are based on me, right? Because if you just intake, you end up getting kind of this paralysis by analysis because it's like you intake more and so you have less action, which goes against what you're trying to do, right? So if you see something and you're like, oh, this is within the realm of what I'm trying to do, I don't need to intake all of it, for 5, 10, 20 minutes, an hour. Like, okay, cool. I saw what I need to see and then let me just go do. That's something for me when it comes to like running and training and stuff like that. I can get wrapped up in like watching vlogs of people go and do their thing and crush their goals and stuff. And now I've just wasted, 30, 40 minutes watching them do their thing when I could have been working on my thing. And instead, now I'm not only 40 minutes behind of not doing a thing, I'm 40 minutes wrapped up in somebody else's life and what somebody else is doing. And then I feel that much more behind, right? So once you see it, boom, go do it. You don't need to keep seeing it. And the third thing is create a content time block. This is so important and this is very, very helpful. So when you create a content time block, everybody scrolls their phone. Like, I'm not somebody who says, oh, just put your phone down, never scroll. Like, we're humans, we're going to do things that probably aren't in our best interest all the time, but they're going to happen sometimes. So create a content time block. And if for you, what works is, hey, I'm 5 minutes, I'm scrolling 5 minutes, I'm watching this, whatever content. And then after that, I'm off of it, I'm going and I'm doing. For me, that's helped so much more because I don't sit back and I don't just continually analyze, right? I have a time block for the times that I'm consuming content. And then after that, I'm putting it away, I'm focusing on my life and things flow, because I realize that the fulfillment of life that I get is more out of actually doing than just consistently consuming and not doing. Anytime I'm consistently consuming and I'm not doing, I feel worse and worse. Things don't improve, and I just feel behind the 8 ball. So even if the content is something is motivating to you. So again, if your content diet, if you feel like it's productive, like you're following the accounts of spaces that you want to be in, you're following the people that you admire, that's all great. But if you find yourself going down a road where you're like, oh, I'm not as good as them, or what I'm building isn't where they are yet, and you start to feel that way about yourself, and that's taking away from you actually going out and doing the thing and performing, that's when it's time to change things up. So again, number one, take a break from looking at those accounts, those people that are just, even again, like they're inspiring you, but they are making you feel worse about yourself. Number two, if you see, go do. Don't just keep seeing, go do. And then number three, create a content time block. Hope this message helped. See you all in the next video. Peace.